For any of you that have been watching this show for any length of time will know that I'm trying to collect a full Sega Mega Drive collection for the PAL territories. And this month I made some massive inroads with a huge haul of games. My name's Mike, and this is the Retro Gamer Boy Show. Welcome back to the Retro Gamer Boy Show. If you enjoy the channel, it'd be awesome if you can leave us a little thumbs up, and make sure you drop down into the comments below and let us know what your latest games added to your collections are. Now in today's show, we really make some really big inroads into reducing the number of games remaining to get this full Sega Mega Drive PAL collection complete. And I've gone down a bit of a rabbit hole. I could be in some trouble here. Don't know what I mean? Just watch this and see how far down the rabbit hole I'm going with this collection. So I'm going to try and keep it brief today because we've got a huge amount of games to go through, and you're going to see just how far I'm going down the rabbit hole with this first game. It's the German version of 𝗵𝗺𝗶𝗴. Now this game is exactly the same in terms of manual and cartridge, and it's just the sleeve that's different. Picked up 𝗵𝗺𝗶𝗴 heavyweight boxing. I really like the presentation in this game. Gameplay though, I don't know if it's just because I'm terrible or it's a terrible game, but just didn't get on with it at all. But the presentation in it is absolutely fantastic. Great box as well. Chaos Engine at last in the collection. Now the last time I played this, or actually the first time I played this game, was on my friend's Amiga, and I eventually got it on the Sega Mega Drive, and the version I've got here is in pristine condition. Just one of the games that I love from back in the day. Really enjoy playing Chaos Engine, especially in 2 players. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Super Funhouse, pretty simple puzzle game. It's enjoyable, but nothing special. This is special though, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 2, one of the best looking games on the Sega Mega Drive and Genesis. I've got it complete, manual and cart in fantastic condition. Really happy to add this to collection. It's an amazing game. Like I said, one of the best games ever for visuals on the Sega's 16-bit console. Indiana Jones, still in 2 minds about this game. Played it a little bit. It's a little challenging, and I don't know if that's because it's a terrible game or it's a great game and I'm just not very good at it. But Indiana Jones makes it into the collection. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, super simple puzzle game. If you've ever seen this, you've got to go around collecting the birds and avoid getting caught. It's decent enough, but nothing special. Nigel Mansell World Championship Racing. This is actually a Konami game, and we can see complete manuals in great condition. So is the cartridge. I got this as a private purchase as well. Only one more game left to pick up to finish off the full Konami set on the PAL Sega Mega Drive. Ta-da! 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏! Or 𝗏𝗏𝗏 as it's actually pronounced. I've been calling it 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 for so long. It's actually 𝗏𝗏𝗏, French word for sun. Finally added it into collection. Almost threw it off screen there. And as soon as I got it, I sat down and played it and was massively disappointed by this game. It is a very, very simple RPG, almost like a kid's RPG. Simple mechanics, simple world navigation, simple story. Just not the game I was hoping it was going to be. So a game that I've been hyped for years now, trying to get it into the collection, and it's not great. FIFA 98, the Spanish version. Yep, I've got FIFA 98 already, and we now have the Spanish version. I just need to get the Italian and German versions as well. Some people are trying to sell this game for like £200 on eBay. It's worth £10. Like, if you wanted to go all out on it, maybe 20. Do not pay more than 20 for this game in any language. It's a FIFA game. They've made millions of them. So yeah, don't get scammed on eBay and pay hundreds for these games. They're super, super cheap. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 or Revolution X. I'm pretty sure it's 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, isn't it? Again, another game with some absolutely fantastic presentation in it, but no real substance when it comes to gameplay. And this has Aerosmith in it as well, but to be honest, on the Sega's Yamaha sound processor, just doesn't sound as good as it should do for an Aerosmith track. Wimbledon, now a lot of people call this shelf filler. I see it as shelf filler myself until I actually played it, and it's pretty good. The quality of it's really good. There's Sega ads in it, Sonic's in it, it supports multi-tap. Do you know what? I think tennis is one of those hidden pleasures that gamers have. You pick it up, and if it's a good tennis game, you'll stick with it for a good couple of days, just rinsing it. And I think Wimbledon's one of those. I played it for a good 3 hours, really enjoyed playing through it. So, shelf filler for some, but actually a decent tennis game. Battle Squadron. This is a shmup from EA. Again, in great condition, especially considering this is the first generation clamshell that EA put out. Now, I think there are 3 games that come in this clamshell, and you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. So, Battle Squadron being one of them, Populous and Budokan. I think of the 3 games that come in this kind of cheap plastic clamshell. But if there's more, let me know, because you've seen how deep I'm going with this Mega Drive collection. I'd love to be able to get the original boxes that these came in as well. But really happy with this. Amazing, amazing condition. Usually these boxes have completely collapsed in on themselves. Plastic's all broken because it's super brittle plastic. So I'm really happy to get the game in this condition. And it's a decent game as well. Diamond Thieves, I won't go too much into this one because we're going to cover this off in the next Retro Game Awards show. NBA All-Stars, meh. Splatterhouse 3, I love Splatterhouse 3. I can't believe I sold my copy back in the day. Really, really good fun to play, and obviously if you watch live at the arcade, you'll know that I've got a certain affinity for the Splatterhouse games. That they're super hard, and I was super rubbish, but actually I'm pretty okay at them now. So really happy to have Splatterhouse 2 in the collection. Exo Squad, I believe this was a cartoon. I don't remember seeing it. Game's in great condition. Really happy to get it in this level of quality. Again, visuals, stunning. I love the animation that they've got in the game, especially the side-scrolling parts of the game. But the gameplay is 6 out of 10 at best. But presentation, it's right up there. Like I said, the animation that they have on the actual robots that are walking around the levels is really amazing. Clacks! Mike, you've already got Clacks. I have, but not this version. This is the reverse label version. You can see the label is actually upside down. Now, some people say this is because of a manufacturing error. I can't actually find anything official that says that. There was the Amstrad Mega Drive, which is a front loader, and I think there may have been a deal between Tengen and Amstrad to create cartridges with the labels the other way up. Of course, Tengen being the console publisher for Atari. So this is actually Atari, and I think Atari were very close with Amstrad back in the day. So I think there may be some legs to that story, that this could have been printed upside down specifically on purpose for front-loading machines. Of course, it could also be an error in the printing, but I have one of the upside-down printed Tengen games. Arrow Flash, this is a shmup. Something I was always been interested in is getting hold of Arrow Flash and playing it. Its front covers appealed to me, the screenshots have appealed to me, and it's an okay shmup. It's nothing that's going to blow you away. I managed to pick it up in pretty decent condition, and I'm happy to have it in the collection. Fast running out of space on the table here, but we've got Shining Force 2 in great condition. I have just started playing this. In fact, you can't see the cartridge yet. I didn't buy it without the cartridge. The cartridge is in the Mega Drive at the moment. It's in great condition, if you were wondering. So I've just started playing this. Really looking forward to getting deep into Shining Force 2. It's a great RPG, and to have it in the collection is awesome. Right, we've had to zoom the camera out to fit the last of the games in here. We've got Hardball, and this is a cardboard box game, and the condition of this, I've got to show you, the condition is absolutely stunning. This box, you know, a little bit of scuffing on the corner there, but I don't think it was ever played. Let's see if I can open this up without damaging it. I don't think this was ever played. It's got all the original cards in it. Love those cards. The manual is minty fresh, and I opened it up to test it, and it just doesn't look like this game has ever been played at all. Getting a cardboard version of any game in this condition is a dream for anyone that collects. So I'm really pleased to get such a great condition of an average baseball game in the collection. Onslaught, probably one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive, cardboard box game that you can buy on the Sega Mega Drive. And again, this is a private purchase. Really happy to get the deal I did on this. And when I say deal, you know, went for the going price, not 50% more, not 100% more, you know, the going price. So really happy to get games at the price they're worth. But again, the condition, outstanding, absolutely outstanding, really well looked after. Got all the cards in it again. We've got the registration cards. I think there's two there, isn't there? No, it's just one there, and also the game in superb condition. Now, I'm struggling with Onslaught to play it. It looks good, but to play, I'm kind of struggling. I think I need to sit down with the manual and just go through it, because I don't quite get it. I mean, I get it, but I don't quite get it. Next up, we got a game that has no box or instruction manual. And you know me, I need my games box and instruction, but I wanted to get it just in case. It is another upside down label from Tengen, the second game that was printed upside down. There are only two, as far as I'm aware. In fact, I'm pretty confident there's only two. The reason why I bought this unboxed is because Hardball 94 is easily available, and you often find the manuals loose and the boxes loose. So I thought I would give a manual and an empty box a home and put them together with this version of the game, the upside down label version of the game. So I've cleared the table for the next game, which is the remake of 𝗴𝗺𝗃. This is the game from 𝗵𝗺𝗶𝗴. I finally got my copy in. This never came out in the UK, although there's supposedly a UK release which had a translated version of the Japanese game. It did come out in the US though. So this in the PAL, this is the only officially licensed version that you can get for PAL territory. So you get this awesome front cover here. And then we've got the game itself. Now the game itself has got a reversible cover. It's also got this little leaflet, shows you what you get. I've got the t-shirt, I haven't got it here, but you get a t-shirt with it as well. And then a ton of goodies inside the box. So we have our certificate of authentication there. There's a little article on a marketing campaign they ran in the States. And then we have the full color manual as well. Now, I believe the full color manual has the new English translations in it, but also the original Japanese manual translations as well. So it's very cool to have that. And of course, then we got the game, and the game comes in this kind of limited edition version where it's a crystal case, and you can see on the PCB in the back there, they've also got the name of the game in Japanese, which is really cool. And then the cover here, the sleeve is actually reversible. So let's take this out. So this is the Japanese cover. This is the one that I currently have on the box, but you can also have the release that came out on the Sega Genesis as well. So very cool to finally get a fully licensed version of the game in PAL territories. And so I guess this is the only and official only release of 𝗴𝗺𝗃 here in the UK and other PAL countries. Very cool. Right, I also went to London Games Market and picked up one or two things which we'll take a look at now. So first thing I picked up from the London Games Market was this. This is an action replay cartridge for the Sega Mega Drive, and I think you could use this on the Sega Genesis as well. This now completes the action replay collection that came out in Europe. There's a blue version, and there's also action replay 2. And they come with these cool manuals. This essentially action replay allowed you to hack the data of your cartridge and change different parameters, like give you extra lives, level select, that kind of stuff. So this is the other version you got. This is a black case. I don't know if there's a difference between the hardware, between the blue version and the black version. I need to look into that a little bit more. But this now completes the Action Replay sub-collection. Not technically a game, a peripheral, but still it completes the Action Replay sub-collection. Mega Games 6 Volume 2. The Mega Games, especially Mega Games 6 games, are a little tough to get hold of. Volume 1's relatively easy to grab. Volume 2 always, if it turns up, is damaged or it's missing the manual or something along those lines. So it's a tough one to get hold of. And then Volume 3, which I need to complete the Mega Games collection, that one's also a little bit scarce. The same sort of scarcity as Volume 2. But there's a ton of games on here. These are the earlier type games that you got for the Mega Drive. Volume 3 is where you get some of the absolute game gold on it. So a few more months and hopefully I'll have the full Mega Games collection in my collection. Ren and Stimpy. Now I only know this game from its actual cartoon series from back in the 90s. The box is in great condition, as is the manual and the cartridge. Now I've only just got back from the London Game Show, so I haven't had a chance to actually try this game out yet. And the last game that I picked up from the London Games Market, The Adventures of Batman and Robin. Now this game has some of the best graphical techniques that you'll find anywhere on the Sega Mega Drive and Genesis. Played around with a ton of parallax scrolling, a ton of pseudo 3D effects in there. It's not a cheap game, and to be honest, I probably paid market value. I didn't get a great deal, but I didn't get ripped off. I kind of hit the middle with this, but happy to add this to the game. It's another one of those expensive games knocked off the list, and by all accounts, a pretty decent game as well. Well, there's some amazing games that I've picked up and now added to the collection. Some okay games, but some absolutely stunning ones. There's some novelty items in there. I really like the Action Replay cartridges. They look great on the shelf. I need to try that one out to see if there's any kind of difference between the black version and the blue version as well. And there's a re-release of a Sega Mega Drive and a brand new Mega Drive game in there as well. So we run the full gamut of game collecting in this show. Now I'm going to continue, and hopefully in next month's Mega Drive Collector's Edition we'll have a few more games that get us under 100 games remaining for the PAL Sega Mega Drive collection. Now if you're new to the channel and you love retro gaming, you love retro game collecting, then why not consider subscribing? You can do this by clicking on a little button just below this video. We put out brand new retro gaming videos every single Monday, and so that you don't miss it, you can also click on a little bell just below this video. Now if you can't wait until Monday, if that's way too long for you to wait, don't worry, because we've got a huge back catalogue of retro gaming videos for you to enjoy, 2 of which you can watch over here.